which is used in a lot of financial transactions across the globe. We are all aware of what SWIFT is. Now, SWIFT and Microsoft are actually building an anomaly detection model for transactional data, and it's a model then which will be used to prevent financial fraud, which is actually the biggest fraud across the globe. Now, how AI is actually impacting lives in India, we have a very interesting video which was actually showcased by our chairman and CEO Satya Nadella. Can we have the video, please?
मैं एक किसान हूँ। अपने ही गांव में हमारी ज़मीन है 2 एकड़, उसमें ही हम खेती उगाते हैं। रबी की और खरीफ की दोनों फसलें उगाते हैं, जिसमें गेहूँ है, ज्वार है, बाजरा है, तिल्ली है, सरसों है। बट यहाँ मेवात में के अंदर बहुत से गाँवों में न्यूज़पेपर नहीं पहुँच पाते हैं। ये सरकारी स्कीमें पहुँचती हैं, लेकिन ग्रामीण इलाकों में लोग योजनाओं की स्कीम पहुँच भी नहीं पाती है।
These are all communities living in media dark areas, which means that penetration of traditional media like television and radio is very sparse. There's also literacy challenges, so things like newspapers have a very low access in these areas.
In India, we have 22 constitutionally recognized languages, but apart from that, we have more than 100, almost 120 languages. Being able to provide justice to each and every citizen in their own language, it's a challenge, but it's also an opportunity.
Jugalbandi is a chatbot that we built to solve 2 problems. One is this linguistic divide and the technological divide. We collected millions of parallel sentences for machine translation. We collected thousands of hours of data for speech recognition. And then we built state-of-the-art models on top of it using Harshini speech recognition models and Azure's OpenAI. So these capabilities allows us to understand language, transcribe it, translate it, and also synthesize it back in the form of speech.
चाचा यू जुगलबंदी है, यहाँ पे हम लिख के भी और बोल के भी कुछ भी जो हमें स्कीम चाहिए सरकारी योजना है उनके बारे में जानकारी ले सका।
मैं किसान हूँ, मुझे सरकारी योजना कैसे प्राप्त हुई?
मेरा नाम जुगलबंदी है। मैं एक असिस्टेंट हूँ जो आपकी सरकारी योजना के बारे में जानने में और उसके लिए एनरोल करने में आपकी मदद करूँगी।
तो वहाँ से हमें लिखित में भी और ऑडियो में भी दोनों तरीके से जवाब आया और किस-किस डॉक्यूमेंट्स की ज़रूरत पड़ती है और किस-किस फॉर्म की ज़रूरत पड़ती है।
The Ministry of Electronics and IT in the country has been working on this for the last 5 years now. And when ChatGPT was launched, that was really the catalyst for us being able to bring these pieces together. We've been able to categorize the diversity of India as an innovation opportunity. And if you're able to do that successfully, you're able to do it for the world.
Thank you. Can we have the slides back, please? So, this shows the power of artificial intelligence. To reach to the interiors in any language that they know and tell them what are the government policies and programs for them. That's what the AI can do for us. And this is exactly in line with Microsoft mission, which is to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. And this mission actually matters the most as we enter the world of AI, because AI is everywhere and AI is for everybody. Now, every process and every task can benefit from some degree of AI automation or augmentation. We can envision using AI not just for our admin tasks, but also for analytical and creative work as well. So, for example, what every seller in your organization wants from AI. They can ask for a prospecting or a lead generation. Is the quality of leads good? What I'm getting? Can they get converted? They can ask AI to create sales presentations for them. Very easy. They can help build the right, meaningful customer relationships. They are basically, AI can help sellers handle admin and routine tasks and repetitive tasks. And as a result, the sellers can save time and focus on building pipeline and closing deals. Similarly, what security personnels want from AI? If AI can help them preempt the threats and respond to threats faster, the job becomes much easier. what developers want from AI. I just spoke about the General Motors example. They're looking to move faster, but they're also looking to focus on what really, really matters. No developer enjoys time-consuming mundane tasks. They would actually want to be innovative and write an innovative code rather than correcting the code. So that's what AI helps us do. And there are three ways we at Microsoft can power your AI transformation. So as I said, we can help everybody be more productive, more creative, more efficient, and more innovative. And how we are doing it? By building AI capabilities into the Microsoft Cloud solutions that customers and our partners both are ready to use today. This is what we mean when we talk about Copilot for each of our products. And I really hope that you get to try all these Copilots as they become general availability from next month onwards. Secondly, we are also making it easy for our partners to co-innovate. So a lot of our partner solutions will now have AI embedded inside. And last but not the least, which is the most important, is everything is being done on a foundation of trust. Every organization needs to safeguard their business, their customers, and most importantly, their data. And Microsoft Cloud runs on trust. We are helping every organization build safety and responsibility into their AI journey at the very beginning. And we truly believe that your data is always your data. Now, some of the OpenAI use cases, as I did speak about a few of them, and I'll talk about the ones relevant to the industry, but this is some of the use cases we've developed over the last 4 or 5 months on Microsoft Cloud. And these are some of the co-pilots that we've developed using AI technologies. GitHub Copilot I just spoke about, helping developers. Even the knowledge workers are getting helped by Microsoft 360 Copilot with the applications that they use every day. For example, as I said, if your seller wants to make a presentation, all he or she needs is just content. And the presentation actually immediately, the way it has to be presented, the formatting, the backdrop, everything gets created in a matter of seconds. The third one is the co-pilots, the Dynamics 365 Copilot. It is basically for your core business functions like sales and services. And we are also enabling your teams to create low-code and no-code solutions with Copilot in our Power Platform. And everything is being built with security at the center. And now, the main thing, the art of possible on real estate sector or our sector. The first and foremost is content creation and design. If you're creating content for your customers, whether it's a B2B or a B2C, the AI use cases are readily available. If you're asking personalized marketing, who to reach out to, when to reach out to, we are enable your sellers to ensure that the right leads reach the right people. Analytics and forecasting. When construction is getting done, can we do live video analytics? Can we do spatial analysis? Accelerated automation. How can we enable your frontline workers with that power in their hands so that the processes can be much, much, much faster? So these are some of the art of possible for real estate. So I'll end by saying that the potential of AI is very, very clear. It is an inflection point for all of us. Are we all ready? And we are here to help you make you ready. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shinu Secretary. And thank you so much for explaining, demystifying AI for us. And this is a small token of appreciation on behalf of CREDAI West Bengal.
Thank you so much.
Thank you once again. And may I now call upon Mr. Sandeep Roy, Senior Vice President, Head Design and Engineering, DLF, for his presentation.
Thank you, CREDAI, and CBRE also for having me here. And good afternoon, good evening to everybody in the audience. We are almost nearing the end, so I will keep it quick and light. So whatever this top sheet can say, this presentation is not about DLF or any case studies. It is about technologies. So about DLF, sorry, this moves, yeah, okay. So DLF, of course, it has a pan-India presence. I like to show these nice pictures. Very large office complexes. We are into the ultra-luxury spaces, almost everything. DLF doesn't need to be talked about much, but I sure do. My name is Sandeep Roy, and I'm the head of Central Design and Engineering Department in DLF. Among various other activities that my department has, one of the things is I have been given a little team of very bright and young technocrats. They are all engineers or architects with an interest in digitech, and they are kept out of the day-to-day project, and their only job is to find out what is happening in the world in all these new technologies, bring it back, what is relevant to us. We go through a long checklist, then this little team runs a lot of pilots, and these pilots, eventually, if we get like 6 or 7 things to look at any month, eventually, probably in one quarter, one of those go into a pilot, and well, from there, the success rate is to be seen. However, it's very, very interesting, a lot of things that are happening in this field. So I have picked up almost randomly quite a few 4 or 5 examples that I will show. I will keep it very light. I won't go too deep into it for 2 reasons. Number one, these are all third-party products, and I did not want to push any brands here on this forum, so you will notice that some of the brand names have been blanked off. And the same thing is that some of the results of the pilots are always for 2 reasons. One is for us to understand what their product can do, and for them to understand what we have to do. Not always do they match, but we look forward not for today, but for 1 year, 2 year, even a 3 or 5 year perspective in this kind of a developing technology. So let me jump right in with a few of these. So the first one I will talk about is concrete sensors, and this has been happening even in India. There are someone who are developing it. We are kind of sourcing it from abroad also, but we are very, very bullish about this, because what we are doing is we are putting in these little bit of sensors, embedding them into the concrete, pouring the concrete in, and they still keep on giving you the data of the concrete while it is setting. So you can see the top right corner. So that's the little bit of the small, it's about this size, frankly. It's tied to one of the rebars. Then it is the concrete is poured in. Then for a group of these sensors, there is one receiver that is outside, which is the next something like a modem that you see out there. This uploads all those received data into the cloud, where it gets analyzed, and the bottom panels are showing that we can get live feedback on how my concrete is setting. So what we want to do here is not just depend on that cube test that we do at the 7th day or the 14th day or whatever. And we all know it can be pretty notorious and is a very, very manual thing. So though law requires us to do that, but safety is paramount to us, and I'm sure to all of the developers sitting here. So that is where we see this value. It's very much up and running. I said it's available both homemade and abroad. What they do is you should look at that how many parameters they measure. Some of them just measure. It's basically that technology is what makes one different from the other. Let me move on, jump on. The next one I will be talking about is drone applications, and drones are nothing new. We all have seen, even in our marketing, we use the drone applications. We all have seen drones. We have used that in marketing presentations. So what the drones are doing now, they are taking flat pictures. We are running them over a large site. We are running them over a large floor plate, as you can see a master plan here. And you would expect that there would be some perspective aberration, but the software behind is doing magic, and it's doing it completely flat. So much so, thank you. So much so that you can actually measure out of those images. So when you overlay a drone image to your drawing now, and that is the output we are getting, at every stage of development, and be it a master plan or be it, I'm showing some of our projects where this is getting on. So what we are getting is a complete flat image of either a slab ready to be cast, or we are overlaying it with the slab drawing to make sure that all the rebars and all the cutouts and shafts are in place. And this is a big check as far as we are concerned. We have another use case. Might I point that out? What happens when your slab is ready, all the bars are there, and you are ready to pour? Now, what happens then is that an engineer from the developer side, an engineer from the contractor side would go there, take the drawing, check it, mark it, and then concrete will be poured, and what is inside will be forever be inside. There's no other way to check it, yes, unless you go through there are certain X-ray scanning available here. So what we are doing now is using this flat drone, we are also keeping a record of what rebar has been put in there. Because one of the brilliant things these apps are doing is that they are also measuring height. So what is now happening is when we have these large excavations done and run a drone, I get the exact cubic meter, the volume of the earthwork that has been done over there. And that gives us another level of accuracy in terms of quantity. And we are keeping a complete record of the rebars of every pour before it goes buried under the concrete. And this is a big liability or a big protection against any future problems for a developer. That is our strong belief. So these drones, we are actually creating complete project reports now out of these drones. As you can see in the right panel, some things that took us about a week to produce is now getting done within 2 days, 48 hours, and that's the productivity increase that these softwares, it's not the drone, it's not the camera, it's what the softwares behind using AI is doing with those photographs is where the magic lies. Design compliance, pardon me, I need and this is extremely important for us again. And I was talking to CPWD session the other day. We all have about an inch, CPWD has probably 3-inch thick manuals, design manuals, where we say that our company needs this much width of corridor minimum, that much width of shaft minimum. These are over and above our NBCs and IS codes that a lot of us companies actually insist. So this particular company has come up with something called a design decision language. So you pass through a drawing, you build in your design rules into that engine, you pass through your schematic drawing, it automatically checks and gives you back whether all the drawings are as per your standards or not. And how important is this? Is this even manually possible for 20 projects going on, 200, 300 drawings coming into the table of an engineer? Is it even possible for him or her to go through every drawing and make sure that every dimension and everything is following our own standard? Forget NBC. In the future, I mentioned this also, in the future, I hope this design decision language will grow into including our NBCs and IS codes, also making our life horribly easier. Right now it's not there, so that is why I'm saying that we are looking at something not for today. Yes, we are running it today, but we also are following these developments into the future in 2 years or 3 years from now on where these are leading to, and the opportunities are enormous. The biggest advantage, another advantage of this system is the future changes. You can see that in the bottom right. So what is happening is that this AI solver is actually deciding the priority. Now, for example, something happened that you wanted that wall to be 200 thick now and not 100 thick as it was drawn. Now, what happens immediately is you can see those yellow marks, those walls grew in size. Therefore, one thing is going to happen that for example, your shaft size can go smaller, or your escape corridor can go smaller. Which will you do? And that is where AI is taking a decision for us. And that is where the cognitive and what AI is doing is becoming more and more us. They are showing us the option, I can go this way, I can go that way, but I suggest this way. That is the ifs. They are judging by themselves and giving us a solution. These are extreme time savers in case of changes, as we all know. Changes are inevitable, changes happen in drawing, and these little things, if they run through in one pass, absolute time saver. Our search for this Digitech has obviously 3 segments in DLF also, and in most of your cases, I'm sure. One is in the design stage, one is in the construction stage, where we deal with safety, where we deal with, today I'm not talking of robotics, but we were talking of another thing, which is as our buildings are going high and high, the external painting is becoming a huge big deal. It is risky, it is unsafe, you can never quality control what's happening up there, because no senior engineer goes up there unless you are dropping a cradle. So there are now robots available to do this for you, but I'm not going there, those also. So AI is a very vast area, as madam before me, she explained. So all of these are happening. So I'm now moving on to a little bit on property management area, and we are using a lot of sensors to guess a lot of things. I'll come to the digital cafeteria thing first. Let me start from there. What is happening is that we want to make sure and that our food courts, our cafeterias in the offices, are they sized right? How do I know that they are sized right? We usually go with a kind of a thumb rule, for example, in cafeteria, that this will be in 3 shifts, so my total staff strength divided by 3, etc. But that kind of formula fails if you are doing a food court, for example, and we have these tons of food court. So we have got these sensors to actually understand now how to decide on this area. Are we really over-designing our areas? Are we putting in more seats than required? Are the seat ratio with the stall ratio, is that right? So we are collecting all these data now by using these sensors, and eventually these will lead to our own design standards of how to design these food areas. I'm talking of property management. I will move on to the last slide, and that's not included here. For example, it was in the smart washroom. So the sensors now actually warn us that this bathroom needs cleaning. And not even in bathroom, if anybody of you have been to a Gurgaon Cyber Hub, you know how big the area is. There are such food courts or food areas here, and there are tons and tons of dustbins all around. So what we used to do is that one crew is to go around every 15 minutes, and they would clean the dustbins. But now a simple sensor inside the dustbin tells our control room that which dustbin is 80% full. So you focus your people and you reduce the people there. The purpose is not to reduce people, the purpose is to use the people better way or more efficiently. So the point is now you don't need a crew to be moving around in cars. You know exactly where the problem is, and you go and hit that right away. This is an interesting case study. This is from my pilot, by the way. I don't want to spoil it. But we realized that when I was in the banquet room there also. These mass air conditioning are very difficult to pinpoint, whether they are designed right or designed wrong. It was extremely hot there, please don't mind. So what we realized also in one of our food courts, and these two, we put these sensors in various places trying to collect the data. This data will eventually go back to our design engine to find out what's the right way to do things. But you can see the pillar near poor Nirulas and poor Bikanerwala were giving us extremely high temperatures at the peak hours, and that is not acceptable. So you will now at least know that which are the areas which are creating these heat pockets. So we went back to do some short corrections in those regions. But in future, this is the data collection that will help us to actually design it right the first time, and we don't need to redo anything. My last bit is something that that was covered even in my previous thing, and it is something very interesting. I found this company in US who produced this engine which auto-translates your drawings to Mexican, because they suddenly realized that most of their labor are Mexican who don't even read English, and all these drawings that we produce from our international architects, everything highly annotated, hugely specification, very nicely specified, etc., all in English. My labor isn't reading it. So we started talking with this company. It's I'll just keep it there. There are some problems, and it's for our 1 year pass. We realized that how relevant is this in Indian conditions? When I go to my Chennai site, I see people talking in Hindi. When I go to my Delhi site, most of the labor are talking in Bengali. So it is something that we feel can do a lot over here. There are some, of course, there is a machine learning. The machine has to learn the technical language also. It will take them, according to the company, it will take us 2 or 3 months to actually make that work, but it's possible. We are not really going into architectural projects with this pilot now. We are thinking of interior project for a simple reason, architectural project, and if the translation goes wrong, as we all know it does, Google translation at the very base level, then there can be some serious issues, and the consultants basically have said that they will not take responsibility of these translated drawings unless they are convinced of the quality of this translation. I think that's my short take of what we are doing, what we at DLF are excited about. That is going to happen in the next year or so, and I will leave it to this. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. May I request Mr. Surendra Agarwal, on behalf of CREDAI West Bengal, to present a memento. In fact, several mementos to Mr. Sandeep Roy. Bouquet and a little bit of bouquets. Thank you so much. Thank you once again. May I now call upon Mr. Sarthak Seth, Senior Vice President and Chief Sales and Marketing Officer, Tata Realty and Infrastructure Limited, for his presentation. Mr. Sarthak Seth.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I think it's a very scattered crowd, and I was also amongst one of the listeners over there, and I thought that, okay, how I can make it a bit interactive, because I believe this is the second last presentation of the day. Most likely, I think, post me is Roshan, who's there, definitely is a great speaker. Just because I said, let's make it interactive, so I just wanted to ask my fellow fraternity over here, that how many of you are from the developer side? Like, if quick raise of hands, just for my interest. Okay, about 20-25% in this room. How many from the channel partner side? Okay, channel partners still a bit few, and I'm seeing some students also on the back side. Is it like the students? Okay, that they are the learners. All right. Okay, thank you, sir. Okay. Can I have my first slide over here? I think they're still...
Home sweet home.
No, not this one. Presentation.
हमारा देश
Not the AV.
चुने क्यों?
I would, the first slide of the presentation. Technology, glitch, all these things do happen. All right. By the time they actually fix it, okay, because my presentation is more about that, okay, the emerging trends in marketing, how the marketing in real estate has actually changed over the years. One thing I would actually say that, and that's why I actually wanted to ask you that, okay, how many developers or how many channel partners, because this is something what all of us are doing day in, day out. But the most important aspect is also like some of the cases probably not from a real estate, but from a FMCG or a FMCD. Also, we actually see some of the use cases in our industry also. Now, how many of you are really aware of one thing which is called moment of truth? Anyone? Okay. No one on the moment of truth? Okay. That makes my job much easier, I can say that. Okay, so let me tell you, like, while we're actually going to get into a lot of things with marketing, but moment of truth is something which has really changed and changed for the better. Earlier, the moment of truth was that, okay, when I get a product at my home, when I'm just interacting with the product, the first time, that's my moment of truth. All right. How many of you are actually using Zomato or Swiggy? Let me ask you. I think everybody कोई hesitate but करना मैं भी करता हूँ यार. So believe me. Now let me just give you a small example how Zomato, Swiggy, everything has changed with digital marketing coming into the picture. That moment of truth has changed. Do you really actually, before ordering, you know that restaurant or a cloud kitchen yourself? No. Right? All of us would say no. Well, I'll just go with the name, and the only thing what I'm going to see is the rating over there. So I would say a 4-star rating, 4-star plus, probably the food is going to be definitely good. And now what is happening? The moment of truth is actually changing. So what eventually I'm doing is, my moment of truth is actually that zero moment of truth, because somebody else has already experienced it. They have given the ratings and the reviews, and basis that ratings and reviews, I'm actually buying the product. So just remember this moment of truth during the entire presentation, because definitely a lot of places you can actually apply into your entire day-to-day things when we talk from real estate marketing per se. Okay. So this is what it is, zero moment of truth, what I've just spoken. So believe me, this has really changed big time. Moving on from here, I would say that most of us actually do marketing, and everybody in the organization says marketing है बहुत simple है, कोई भी कर सकता है, हर जना कर सकता है, and this is what it says. Our job used to be so simple, and we were just called the marketing guys. Why? Because लोगों को दो चीज पता थी, ATL और BTL. Correct? I believe most of you would agree with me that, okay, as soon as you talk about marketing, as soon as you go into any jargon, it's going to be ATL, BTL. Okay. Now let's just see that, okay, in the last one decade what actually happened, and these are just some of the names that I've just put in. So now digital marketing, traditional marketing, content marketing, influencer marketing, social media, email, cause, search, proximity, ATL, BTL, and TTL. So just imagine, we were the marketing guys, but in the last 10 years, so many things have come up, but believe me, this is still not everything what I put on this slide. There are new jargons day by day which are actually coming up. And when I really take a step back into real estate, this is what actually happened. So I'm not going to talk about something which is like 2 decades back, but I'm just talking from last decade. So 2013 was actually the era when we actually saw the entire emergence of online marketing. It was digital, happened to be later, but initially it used to be online marketing which actually came into existence. And where I would say that developers like us, like you, we actually started to get into digital just to create that brand visibility. The initial part was actually the brand visibility wherein मेरा website तो बन जाएगा, लोग देख तो लेंगे उसको. Slowly and gradually what we started to do was, then all these property portals came into existence. I would say the likes of housing.com and others actually came into existence. And then what we started to do was advertising, which was more from the perspective of Facebook, Google, more of performance marketing. Why performance marketing? And believe me, with digital, I think real estate is one of the sectors really just took it apart when it comes to performance marketing. It was profited the most. So very few sectors from digital marketing actually got profited, and real estate was one of those sectors. And things were really going fine till the time COVID struck. Now when COVID struck, what we realized was that okay, ये सब मैं कर रहा हूँ, but और क्या चीजें हो सकती हैं, and obviously we were also moving into the gradual motion, and we saw that we started to actually talk about VAR, virtual reality, and that actually became the reality when COVID actually happened, and when the entire lockdown happened, and still for us developers or even channel partners, माल बेचेंगे कैसे? So, okay, can we do a Zoom call? But on the Zoom call also, what exactly I can do? So, thing was that, okay, can I actually create my virtual tours? So, overnight, all of us actually started to change all our marketing things, all the marketing suits into one thing, which is like convert everything to digital, wherein VR and other things actually came into existence. While we were doing this, for sure, I would say analytics was also catching up. We were like spending, but we were trying to dissect the data. We were trying to understand the data because big data is really big. So how we were actually slicing the entire data to really make more, I would say, how I can improve my efficiencies. That was the thing which was actually coming up. And then the entire digital transformation piece, which we have just looked into the last couple of years, I would say, with that entire thing of AI, generative AI, all these things. And then obviously we're talking about Meta, but I think Meta is still, it's going to take some more time to really come more into that economies of scale and everything, because it is really very expensive right now. So this is just a glimpse of how this entire evolution actually happened. Now while all this evolution happened, so quickly what I'll just do is I'll just touch upon 6 emerging trends. When I say emerging, some of them had been there, like performance marketing, but even in performance marketing, we have just been doing things, improving ourselves by the day. And what I've also done is I've actually put in some of the examples with each of these of what at Tata Housing, Tata Realty, what exactly we are doing, just to give some of the context to this entire presentation as well. I think the first one, phygital. Now, believe me, real estate being a physical business is no more physical. And obviously, because of pandemic, a lot of digital was there, but still physical is important. So now, physical plus digital, it is phygital, and real estate is in the phygital mode now. And that's the truth, that's the future. And when I say phygital, the first thing, what happened as soon as the lockdown happened, the first thing what we did was, okay, can I really get into something which is like a DigiMeet? That was the first time we did a DigiMeet. We actually said that, okay, can I really get my channel partners across the board, attend the DigiMeet, because till then, everything, all the launches are like this, physical. And we said, no, abhi to launch bhi karna hai, dikhana bhi hai, let's go into this mode. We did our first digital campaign launch. We actually brought 2,000 plus CPs on the single platform. And today, again, while some brands are still continuing to do it, but I would say again, we are getting back into that physical world, because that's where I would say as humans, it's more important for us to really interact with each other. Site visits were obviously replaced by the digital tools, what I've just spoken about. And the amazing aspect was that we were able to generate almost more than 100 crores of EOIs. With only, I would say, the first month of inception of this entire piece. So that itself really speaks quite a lot. The second trend, this is my favorite, believe me, because the word for marketing is ROI. So I would say it is not the word, it's the world. पूरी दुनिया किसी मार्केटर के लिए एक जगह समझ जाती है, ROI बस पैसा खर्चा कर रहे हो, ROI क्या आएगा? How are you going to build on the efficiencies? How are you going to improve the efficiencies? So that's very important thing. I would say that is where we ourselves are seeing that, okay, how we can further improve on performance marketing, what exactly we can do, how we can further dissect the data. So just a small example, obviously, we are using our custom data sets and everything to improve in terms of building the efficiencies also. And that is where I would say one of the examples is like we improved ourselves by almost 2x. Because of the shortage of time, I cannot get so much into detail, otherwise I would have given you an entire piece on this. And it's almost like that seamless journey. Okay, this is my first part, that way I have got better qualified leads, I've got my site visits, I've got my conversions. But what about those individuals who have actually come across VDNB database, but conversions never happened? I would say the third piece, which is personalization. This world is all about me. So personalization is actually going to become much important with time, and everything whatever we are seeing. So today we have been talking about AI. The biggest use case for AI is it's actually going to personalize each and every data for you. So as soon as you get into that personalization mode, what happens? You're able to create that connect with the consumer. Just a small glimpse over here also, what we did to the entire BDNB database, people who have visited us, not booked with us, people who have actually come and they never visited also, how we can actually run those personalized campaigns over there. From those, I would say, like, I can use the term, करने की machine होती है, it's like that lead which is actually flowing, how we can really extract more out of it. So it's all about that. We did it, we were able to extract more out of this. So we were able to convert more out of doing this entire piece. Fourth, ORM. Today, believe me, we are our own brand. So it's not just about the brand, the organization, what I'm working, but I individually as a brand, sir, you individually, you are your own brand, ma'am, you are yourself are your own brand. So reputation matters most to us as individuals. The similar thing happens to the organization also. That what is the reputation of the organization in the social space, in this digital space? Now, two things are happening in this world. One, the patience level of every individual is just going down, down, down. Today, smallest of things happen. What you will say? ये सर्विस नहीं थी, मैं इंटरनेट पे डाल दूंगा, सोशल मीडिया पे डाल दूंगा, मैं लिंक्डइन पे डाल दूंगा, मैं फेसबुक पे डाल दूंगा, and what not. And we had been seeing it, like we ourselves had been handling those issues of customers and all that. The most important thing is how are we able to connect with our customers, or how speedy is our answers to our customers. That's the first thing. Because you as a brand have to be accessible. You just cannot hide somewhere. Secondly, you have to reply promptly. And when I say reply promptly, I'll just give you a use case where exactly we are as Startup Housing right now from a, I would say, ORM perspective in terms of the promptness. But most important thing is over here that we really have to safeguard the ORM, the online reputation management for the brand for the long run. So today, we are sitting at an average response time of 10 minutes. And when you talk from a weekday perspective, it is 6 minutes. So as soon as you are mentioning us somewhere, you are writing something, we are actually reaching back to you within 6 to 7 minutes time. I can give you an example. In my previous organization, I worked for a FMCG brand. I started the ORM over there way back in 2013, 2014. That time, the gold standard for the industry used to be more than 26 hours. Today, the gold standard of the industry is less than 20 minutes. So just imagine that in one decade, how fast this entire piece has changed. So ORM really matters the most. The content. Today, the content just cannot be a mundane content. You just cannot have a static content. You have to create the content which is really something I would say interactive. And why interactive? It has to really make sense to your end consumer, because we are actually living in a world which is like of diminishing attention. Attention span. The attention span today is 8 seconds. That's the length of a content today. So as soon as the 8 seconds are over, your content is gone. You just played once, you're out. You have to get into new content. But how many times I can really create new content? It is all about that, okay, whatever content I am creating, it has to be much interactive. It has to be where I can really engage myself as the end consumer. So this is just one of the examples of a certain activity what I did. And then also while I'm saying this, I think zero-cost marketing is something which is very, very important now. When I say zero-cost marketing, why? Because you have got your own customers, you have got your own followers, you have got your own social profiles, you have got everything over there. How you are actually creating those engagements with those customers, that also really matters the most. So just an example of creating a content wherein with the same content, what exactly you are doing, you are like asking the users to actually replicate certain thing on the content. You are creating more interactiveness. You're creating more, I would say you can actually have something which is like contests and other things. You are actually creating those influencer collaborations, Instagram live sessions. So all this is like how to create a content and how to create interactivity around that content. So that's another piece which is very important. And the last one. Believe me, AI is like, it's not just about ChatGPT, what most of us think. The very last campaign, what we actually did in the month of August, it was all about generative AI, and we actually used Mid-Journey to create our creatives and everything. And what it really did for us, it was really very fast. This entire campaign we idealized and did in a matter of 3 days. So time effectiveness, cost effectiveness, and customization. So all these things actually happened because of, I would say, the entire piece of how we are able to manage and do new things with generative AI. So, and before I just conclude, I can actually show you a AV. And this AV, what we have actually created, is only from the testimonials. We never went out and shot anything. It was only from our testimonials, we stitched everything together, and we created this entire piece. And we had this campaign called Verakar Bangladesh. So guys, on the console, can I actually play that AV for the audience, please?
होम स्वीट होम या फिर हमारा देश प्यारा, चुने क्यों? जब एक ही है इमोशन, एक ही इशारा, हम कौन हैं, कहां से हैं, न मायने इसके, बस घर बन जाता है हमारा ठिकाना, और ये घर हमारी आइडेंटिटी का फसाना। इस घर की तो बात ही कुछ निराली है, हर ईंट हर दीवार यूनिटी वाली है। अलग होंगे सब, डिफरेंसेस भी जरा हैं, लेकिन हर कोना ट्रूली अपनेपन से भरा है। आंगन में कहानियों का गार्डन खिला है, और विरासत में बड़ों का आशीर्वाद मिला है। यहाँ आंख खुलते ही स्माइल से चेहरे खिलखिलाते हैं। हर दिन नए खेल, नए मोमेंट्स हैशटैग बन जाते हैं। दीवाने हैं, पर कोई बंदिश नहीं। आजादी से खुल के जीने की है वजह यही। हो स्वीट हो या फिर हमारा देश प्यारा, दोनों से ही इमोशनल नाता है हमारा। हमारा नहीं, हमारी इबादत है, हमारा घर, हमारा देश, हमारा भारत है।
So this was just the content what we actually created for 15th of August. But what I actually want to say is that in this entire world, which is much connected, it's not just about that, okay, there is no more, I would say, linear communication, that, okay, that only a brand is communicating to the consumer. It's also, once a brand is communicating to one consumer, the one consumer is actually communicating within his or her entire circle. So what eventually is happening that, okay, again coming back to that thing of your entire movement of truth is actually changing, because you are actually going with that entire piece of, I would say, the ratings, the reviews and everything which is actually happening. So what I can say is that make customer centricity your only focus, and every change that comes your way, it has to be an opportunity. So we just have to keep on changing ourselves also with time. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Seth. Thank you indeed. And may I request one of our members from CREDAI West Bengal to please come and present a token of appreciation to Mr. Sarthak Seth. Thank you. Thank you for making the moment of truth a buzzword today. Thank you so much. And finally, may I call upon Mr. Roshan Abbas, marketing guru, founder, Commune India, Commune spelled with a K, to kindly come up and make the final presentation of this session.
Mr. Roshan Abbas couldn't join us physically, so he'll be joining us on Zoom. He's already live, so we can start the session. Thank you, Mr. Abbas, for joining us, and we're looking forward to hearing from you now. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I hope everybody can hear me.
Yes.
Thank you. Hi, I'm sorry I'm not with you all just now, otherwise I would have been enjoying your company, and also, of course, a city and a state that I've spent a lot of time in myself. I come from Lucknow, and very often we used to come to Calcutta and actually spend time in another school there, which is Lamartnia. The reason I'm telling you this is because for many of you, I may just be a name. It is very important that in the next 10 to 15 minutes, I become more than that name. That I become somebody who can convey some emotions, some stories, something that makes you believe that, hey, maybe this person is worth engaging with again. So I started on stage when I was 4 years old, and I genuinely feel that I never got off from it. I've been part of radio, television, theatre, film, building digital communities, and the gentleman before me, when he was talking about moment marketing, a lot of these moments, and when people talk about ROI, in my business, we very often talk about ROE. And an ROE is return on emotions. Because what we really need to play with in marketing is emotions. When you are selling a house, you're selling a space. More often than not, the space may look a little different from another space. But how can you imbue that? How can you give it emotions that stay with people? You would be surprised to know that 70% of all home purchases happen because of an emotional reason, not a logical reason. Logic एक तरफ होता है. We often will look at the size, we will look at our budget. How many times have you all gone and had a client who's come up to you whose budget is X? But ultimately, you're able to sell them something a bit more because every human being has an aspiration. Every human being wants to do more, wants to live more. The pandemic actually in our lives has become a very unique thing. It's like a chief transformation officer. It came into our life and it actually made people spend so much more time at home that ghar ki ahamiyat, the importance of a home, suddenly became a lot more. People started saying, oh my God, do I have a place where I can be on my own? Do I have a balcony so I can feel as if I'm part of the physical world outside? I'm not caught up only in four walls. Do I have a large enough space to be able to exercise, to be able to follow my hobby, to be able to do so many other things? And that is why I think it is very important that you try looking at selling homes very differently. The very first thing I'll tell you is, if you know who your prospect is, please remember all of us are like billboards on the road. जब आप एक रोड पर जाते हैं, आप एक दुकान के बाहर एक बिलबोर्ड देखते हैं, उसके नाम पे, उसके फॉन्ट से, उसके बारे में जो लिखा होता है, उससे आप बहुत क्लियरली समझ जाते हैं what this building or this company is selling. Similarly, everyone's social media profile is a billboard that we carry. Their Instagram, their LinkedIn, their Facebook, all of these are places to gather information on your prospect. Whenever I am going for meetings, I very often will spend time first looking up a person's bio on all these social media. Because without knowing them, you know your prospect so well. And once you know your prospect, there are so many things that you can do. You will understand what is it that interests them. I'll try in the little time that I have to take you through a couple of examples as well. But let me first try and say that, you know, how important is an emotional connect? How important is it for us to establish something unique? A family almost didn't buy their dream home. The first time they went, they didn't buy their dream home. But the person realized that the lady was very fond of baking. The next time the person went to their house, he left some freshly baked cookies on the mantelpiece and offered them to the family. Just the smell of the cookies, the fact that, oh, these were freshly baked in an oven, which is in this house as part of the amenities, suddenly made a sale. Many of you would know that in America, one of the styles of selling houses is to do an open house. And in that open house, the most important thing is how they lay out a lot of food in the kitchen area. हम लोग जब घर देखने जाते हैं, it's almost this dry, come in, have a look, ये room, ये कमरा, ये चीज. But can you imagine if you invested a little bit of money in building this kind of emotional connect? Food is such an emotional connect because number one, the person spends time with you. We also have this internal emotion that the minute somebody has fed us, हमें एक feeling होती है, we feel grateful. We immediately feel, oh, this person has done something for me, इनकी बात तो सुननी चाहिए. It's very important. Very, very small things like this can build an emotional connect between you and your customer. Imagine you've got an elderly couple who's come to buy a house. If an elderly couple has come to buy your house, the life stage that they are in the things that will matter to them more will be spirituality, meditation, health. And so, if you don't sell the house, but instead of the house, you tell them, oh, there is a meditation center which is only 5 minutes from here. If you were to communicate to those people saying, you know, this home has got a small area, जिसको आप एक पूजा room बना सकते हैं. I have now noticed very often, I've gone myself to purchase houses, and very often now there is this aspect that is being built. This little corner can be made into a puja room. Why is that? Because particularly if you talk about your parents, if you talk about elderly people staying, it becomes an important aspect. If outside the house you can even take them for a little walk and show them the area around and say, you know what, it's so quiet here in the morning. बहुत अच्छी धूप आ रही होती है. You can go for a lovely, nice walk. Don't just try and sell by selling the home. Sell the things around the home. They make all the difference that is possible. Imagine if you saw on someone's profile that they're interested in culture. Could you tell them about a cultural center that is nearby? Could you tell them that, hey, local design has been used in creating the design of this building? This is classic storytelling. This is how you actually do storytelling. One of the biggest prospects that people talk about in selling homes is the idea of getting a person to commit for a tour. Now, I know people will tell you about AI and the fact that you can put on today and do a virtual tour of a house. But please remember that there are 5 senses that we have. We have taste, we have smell, we have sight, we have sound, we have touch. And all of these can be leveraged by you individually if you look at it. AI will be able to help you a bit. But beyond that, you will need to activate the other senses as well. Again, one of the important things to look at in the world of marketing is something that I heard earlier being said, which is about referrals. We worked with Lodha in Bombay, and what we did was, Lodha said, we've already got a building, it's doing well, we've got X number of apartments that we have sold, what can we do? We went through the list of all the people living in the building and realized that some of them had decent followings on social media. They were not celebrities, but they were well known in their own business. आप जो बिल्डिंग बना रहे हैं, आप जो प्रॉपर्टी बेच रहे हैं, या जो कॉम्प्लेक्स या अपार्टमेंट बेच रहे हैं, if there are some people there who live who have 5,000, 10,000 followers, but they are real people. Today, people buy by word of mouth. People buy by getting the kind of response from other people around them. What we did was we found that there was one person there who was a small designer, known for designing clothes in Bombay. We went to the person's house and shot a 1-minute video with them, and the person said, you know what, every day in my work I see such lovely designs. But when I came to this building, the aesthetics of this place, the way the door handles are, the way the wall has got a carving, etc., all of this appealed to the designer in me. We had a person who was an athlete, who was also living in the building, not a cricketer, not an Olympic gold medalist, but somebody who was doing well in their own field. That person turned and said, you know what, there is a lovely running track. And that running track is something I use every morning. You do not need to do big campaigns with big celebrities. आप एक well-known इंसान who has got influence in their circle, 5,000 followers, 10,000 followers, is enough and more for you to build a marketing campaign around them. Apart from this, there are so many ways in which you can look at appealing to audiences. Look at what the family is. Work from home has become a very important part of any young professional's life today. They need a place which is soundproof. They need a place where they can actually say, this is my little area by itself. Try selling a part of the home as a work from home space. Because if you tell them about the amenities, high-speed internet, the fact that there is a great working space, tell them that, hey, there is a like-minded community of individuals. Many young professionals live in this building. Like को like पसंद आता है. People like to say, I have other people like me in the same building. This live, work, play environment is a very important thing that can be sold to young professionals nowadays. If you have a stay-at-home parent, if there is a lady who's got a child with them, and you talk to them about the garden and the other amenities that are available, a secure area. Security is a very important point. This word by itself has a very big resonance with your audience. So safety and a communal space for children to play is a great point to be selling as well. To retired couples, as I said earlier, you could be selling things from meditation zones to prayer areas to so many other things that are possible. So these are some ways in which you can actually try and build stories around your apartment, your office, your flat, whatever you are selling at that point. One thing I want to point out to you, every campaign that I have seen around building shows three things. It will show you a great exterior, it will show you a smiling family, and it will then show you boxes with a lot of amenities. These are tick box marketing. ये चीजें आप ही की नहीं, सब लोगों के ऐड में दिखती हैं. You've got to try and think differently. You must try and get people's attention in this world of Reels and TikTok and YouTube Shorts. Attention span is even lesser. Can you attract people with a singular line in your communication? I recently was in Dubai where there was one development that was being sold. And the way they did their marketing was so unique. They said they had a man dressed in a suit, he looked little like James Bond, walking in the apartment, and he turned and said, "Oh, a big chandelier in the drawing room." And there was no chandelier. And he looked, he says, "Not for me." Then he went and he saw him sitting in the bathtub. He turned and said, "Gold-plated bathroom with, crystals everywhere." Again, he turns and says, "Not for me." He then goes and looks at the wall and the carpets and says, "No fancy carpet." Again, not for me. And then he turned and said, whatever the name of the property was, X1. He says, "Not for the regular." Because in Dubai, everyone sells you bling. Everyone sells you Fendi, Armani, Gucci. Everyone sells you gold-plated, crystal-plated, etc. But this one campaign, because it was contrarian, because it went left where everyone else went right, is what caught so much attention with people. I know there is tick box marketing which will always tell you to do these 3 or 4 things. But you can always go and be a little bit of a contrarian. Try and be a little different. The other thing is, when your people are going out to sell, many people don't know how to quickly establish a relationship with their audience. It is very important for you to understand how, in the first 10 or 15 seconds of meeting someone, you can establish a relationship with them. Simple things, by trying to find common shared points. How can you become somebody who has a reputation, somebody who's got experience, somebody who has a common passion point? Oh, where did you go to study? I also went to a similar school. You're my age. I was looking at buying something for my parents which was of the same variety. Let me tell you, they were also looking for the same. Similarity दूसरे इंसान से ढूंढना marketing का एक बहुत important aspect होता है. So with your prospect, can you establish a quick relationship? How can you make a relationship which goes beyond? One person I knew used to do something very simple. He used to book 4 tickets to a movie which was launching for the first day. Many of his friends used to turn and say, "Yaar, tumhe kyun karte ho?" He used to call one of his prospects and tell them, "Hey, can you please, I got these tickets. Would you like to go with someone? Would you like to go with your family?" And you know what used to happen? Very often, if not the first, not the second, but the third, the fourth prospect would say yes. If getting the person's attention is difficult, do not try to approach them with the same thing that you did earlier. अब एक और कोशिश करके दूसरी टेक्निक यूज कीजिए. Do you have passes to something which someone else doesn't have? Do you have tickets to something which somebody else doesn't have? This is a rule. Don't go marketing in the same way. Try and first build a relationship via an alternate route and then go and sell what you're trying to sell. फेसबुक की दुनिया में अभी भी हमको एक दूसरे के फेस की भूख है. मैं इस फेस की भूख के बारे में बहुत बात करता हूं. It's very important to establish a relationship that is about touch, that is about seeing, that is about smelling, that is about hearing. And great sellers are also great listeners. So please learn to be a great listener. Please try to make a direct connect with people. Please try to understand the persona of the person that you are speaking to. And if you can then find this common place where you intersect with their needs, with their passions, with their budget, you will then find perhaps the best sale that can happen. Thank you so much. I really wish I was with you personally. I hope some of these points have been of use to you. And of course, many more stories that I would love to tell. But thank you so much to the lovely lady who's on stage at the moment and everybody who's in the audience. I hope I'll get to see you all soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Roshanji. Roshan Abbas speaking with such clarity, with such human interest. Thank you once again. May I now request Shri Rahul Todi, President CREDAI Birbhum and Burdwan, to summarize this session. Mr. Todi.
Thank you. I think it's a good session to summarize. We've learned a lot. And, like Mr. Seth said, this is like the moment of truth. Roshan took us through the emotional angle of marketing and sales. And then we got a purview from Microsoft on AI and how AI is going to do your marketing. And we also saw some campaigns which were designed by AI. So one has to wonder, what will human beings do in the future? But AI is a reality. AI is something we all have to look forward to. I hope the students in the audience had a good session, a lot of learning about the industry, some history, some current status. I personally enjoyed the session of DLF, where I think a lot of learning was there for developers here. We learned about concrete sensors. We learned about how drones can help map projects better, help do BOQs better, help do quality control better. And I'm sure a lot of us will adopt these technologies. So all in all, it was like a moment of truth session. We saw what's happening now. We saw the trends of the past, and we got a glimpse of the future. So I hope all of you enjoyed. Thank you. And just look forward for the last session. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rahul Todi. Thank you. And we'll quickly run through some of the presentations by our gold sponsors. We will have the video, the audiovisual that they have sent us first, and then the person representing this organization can come up and make their on-stage presentation. So we start with Daikin. Can we have the audiovisual first, and after that, representative.
बच्चा, आपकी राशि तुला है और अभी दरवाजा खुला है, परंतु गंभीर विषय ये है कि श्रीमान ने जो दूध दिया है, क्या वो तरीके से तुला है? माता जी, आपका मुंह क्यों खुला है? यहाँ देखो, जो बोला वही मिला है। जी हाँ, डाइकिन 5-स्टार एसी का ट्रू 1.5 टन, जो दे 1.5 टन कैपेसिटी की फुल गारंटी। इसीलिए बोलो बेटा, ट्रस्ट डाइकिन, द एयर स्पेशलिस्ट।
Thank you. May I now request Mr. Bishwajit Raha to make the on-stage presentation.
Good evening. Good evening to all dignitaries and the guests available over here. And I welcome you on behalf of Daikin. So here I am going to share a little brief presentation about the Daikin, what it is and how the Daikin is. So today Daikin is a household name as far as air conditioning goes. So I'll just share some of the glimpses over the Daikin. So can I have the presentation, please? Okay, I can understand there's some technical glitches. Okay, I'll just talk about the Daikin, what it is. Daikin is a 99-year-old company, which is a Japanese company, which is established in 1924 and came to India in 2000. So we are here for almost 23 years and serving to the Indian market over there. As I say, Daikin, today Daikin is a #1 global air conditioning company. We're a $32 billion company where we are having a 160 production base in 100 countries and having almost 95,000 workforce over there. As far as Indian operation goes, we are very much present all over India. We're having almost 17 branch offices with 25 another residential offices to cater to the various market over there. We're having a vast product range. From the air conditioning perspective, we are talking about the residential air conditioning, which is one of the product line which is regularly used for any kind of air conditioning. Then other than air conditioning, we are having a product line for entire product range talking about the air conditioning, refrigeration circuit, and bigger project like chiller system and VRV system. So some of the projects we are using, and we use our product in various projects in Calcutta as well as India. Like our product are used for air conditioning, for airports, for shopping malls, for metro rails, for cinema halls, for residential applications, and for any kind of applications what it comes to for air conditioning, we have solutions. So Daikin as a company, you can say we are the air conditioning solution provider. Besides that air conditioning solution, we are having a refrigeration product also, which is for the cold room application, that is majorly used for hotel application and food chain application, where we are having cold rooms and deep freezers. Other than cold room application, we have another product line, that is the filtration level, which is talk about the indoor air quality, which is the most important part of today's life, where pollution is there everywhere in our life. So there we have a product called American air filter, which talks about the air filtration, that also we are having. And recently we bought our product line like Citizen, which is a customized air handling solution. So that is also in-board solution what we are providing from Daikin sides. So that is a brief I'd like to share about the Daikin. And now I like to thank CREDAI for partnering with us and giving us the opportunity to get accustomed with you and get this opportunity to get connected with you. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Mr. Rahav from Daikin. Thank you so much. And may we now call upon the representative from Jakarta. Can we have the AV? Meanwhile, the representative can join us. Mr. Shubhra Mukherjee, Zonal Head East. Oh, I'm sorry. Can I just call back Mr. Raha? Mr. Raha, sorry. Can you just come back? There's a small memento presentation. Thank you once again. Sorry for the trouble. Thank you so much. And now we would request Mr. Shubhra Mukherjee, Zonal Head East of Jakarta, Bath and Light, to kindly come up and make his on-stage presentation.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to work from the Jaguar Group. On the behalf of, I want to congratulate and thank you to the CREDAI West Bengal for this beautiful event. So I am not talking about anything. Jaguar complete bathroom and lighting solution is the household name today. With your support, we have a 7,500 crores company. I will just show what Jaguar is today. So it is definitely a household name, but today it is a truly international, worldwide, it's an Indian MNC company. I just wanted to know the range what we have. In your every HIG, LIG, premium, you can only have an option of the Jaguar. If you have a 5 crore, 6 crore plus flats, we have a premium, more than premium, all with the excellent design product, with unmatched design. All of these things are available. I just wanted to show today Jaguar is everywhere with our in-house 100% production and unmatched service. So this is all this we are talking about the bathroom solution. Everything, whatever is required, we have in bathrooms. Complete bathroom solution we are talking about, whatever only in the flat, what you are giving can be visible properly is the bathroom. So from starting faucets, sanitary ware, shower enclosure, everything we have. This is the ranges of faucets from so many ranges. Basin mixer, sensor, prismatic, everything. It is just, and you see the ranges, so you experience this, and you can think about in your different types of projects. That is the strength of our company. All of your needs will be provided by the whatever in budget you want from the LIG to HIG. Coming to the showers, just range, we have a very limited time, so I will just go through it very quickly. Sanitary wares, today we are the #1, closing almost 1,500 crores company behind all of the competition. Everything you will find. Water closet, basin, beaded, urinals, accessories, whatever you want. And the ranges, just that I am talking about, this is from the Fonte area, Lyric, Fusion. Today we are in the Laguna. All over the ranges, depending on your budget, depending on the 6 score, 7 score NRI. I am talking about this today. People are getting Jaguar, Artis, all types of customer who will be going for the high range flats. Wellness. Today we are #1 with the top technology products in the wellness, bathtub, spa, saunas in your clubhouse, whatever you wanted to use. Shower enclosure, very important. 100% product with safety and secure guaranteed by Jaguar. Whatever today in any 1 crore, 2 crore plus, people have to provide this. We have so many solutions, so don't worry on that. Water heaters. Today in the bathroom, one of the interesting things, if you think you can provide, please get in touch. In a household name, in bathroom, Jaguar is the #1 with a various range in the water heaters we have. You see what kind of water heaters we also provide. So in bathroom, whatever you want to product, in whatever your flats, you can't imagine without the Jaguar. And all this world-class certificate. And in the new, it is not new, last 4-5 months, it's a complete lighting solution, architectural, facade, decorative, commercial, indoor, outdoor, smart lights, home lights, whatever you want. And I am not going to talk about our customer care. You all know what is Jaguar. We are given a 10 years warranty, but we are forever with you, all your customer, all your flats. Thank you very much for your time and this opportunity to provide us. All the best. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Mukherjee. We would request Yashashvi Shroff on behalf of CREDAI West Bengal to present Mr. Mukherjee representing Jaguar with a small memento, a token of appreciation. Thank you very much. We move on to Koni Elevators and Escalators. Mr. Barot, may we request you to kindly come up and make the presentation.
The global leader in elevators and escalators. We are guided by our strong mission to improve the flow of urban life. To this effect, we have always imbibed safety, quality, and sustainability into our operations to help our customers make the best of world's cities, buildings, and public spaces, true to our vision to create the best people flow experience. Our Indian roots date back to 1984, and today Koni continues to be a forerunner in the elevator and escalator industry. Our state-of-the-art factory located in Sriperumbudur near Chennai is India, South and Southeast Asia's largest elevator manufacturing facility, delivering products and solutions not only pan-India but also to neighboring countries like Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka. We owe our breakthrough innovations to our 8 global technology centers. The ones in India that work for global and Indian innovations are located in Chennai and Pune. These world-class technology centers work together with customers, partners, and research institutes to provide the best-in-class people flow solutions. Our path-breaking experience centers spread across India elevate customer experiences with real-life interactive sessions displaying our technological and aesthetic capabilities. We're an organization of many firsts, such as machine roomless elevator, high-rise labs, ultra-rope, eco-disc motor, jump lift construction time elevator, 24/7 cloud-based connected services. We are pioneers, innovators, creators. We are driven, motivated, empowered. We are here to make your journey safe, reliable, and memorable. Kone, dedicated to people flow.
Yeah, good evening all. I think we have very short time. So I just want to thank you CREDAI West Bengal for giving this opportunity and this platform to showcase ourselves. I don't know if we can, we have very short time. I'll just quickly run through the presentation here. So it is like we have been elevating Kolkata and West Bengal for more than 3 decades now. These are some of our reference installations. We are proud to be associated with the 42 in which we have the fastest moving in West Bengal, that is at 5 meter per second elevator. And nobody covers North Bengal like Kone. If you see, we have been associated in North Bengal also for more than 2 decades now. Of course, the factory, you already seen R&D facility. Quickly moving through. So Kone has been awarded the world's most innovative company by Forbes. These are some of the awards. So very proud to be associated and built this world's largest passenger elevator. This is the world's largest passenger elevator with 235 passengers at 16 ton. This is at Mumbai at Geo World Center. And of course, we have the India's fastest elevator that is running at 8 meter per second in Oberoi 360 in Mumbai. We are very much proud to be associated and built those monuments here in India. And we are also proud to be associated with Gaganyaan mission, wherein we have a flame-proof elevator with ISRO. So I think that is all from our side. Thank you.
Thank you so much. May I request Mr. Ritesh Jaiswal to do the honors? Thank you once again. We would have 2 audiovisuals from 2 of our gold sponsors, Saburi Plywood and Asian Paints Project Sales. This would be consecutive, the 2 audiovisuals.
For over 75 years, Asian Paints has been synonymous with quality, trust and reliability. Transcending customers' expectations, it has forged its way as a dependable, one-stop solution brand for all construction needs across industrial segments. Acknowledging unique requirements of each building, we follow an individualistic approach. Be it concrete foundations or steel structures, we ensure a solid base, protecting exterior walls from harsh weather conditions and reflecting individual personalities and moods in interior spaces. We understand that the right product can make all the difference. Our vast portfolio offers a range of products and solutions that cater to varying needs of diverse spaces, providing coatings for new projects, expansion, maintenance projects and finished products. Asian Paints covers the entire spectrum for its customers. Using
May we request representatives from our gold sponsors, Saburi Plywood and Asian Paints, to kindly come up. And may I request Mr. Sunil Jaiswal and Mr. Nikhil Shah on behalf of CREDAI West Bengal to felicitate our two representatives, the representatives of our gold sponsors, Saburi Plywood and Asian Paints. Mr. Bhaskar, representing Asian Paints. May I request Mr. Jaiswal to do the honors? And if there's anyone from Saburi Plywood. And may I request Mr. Nikhil Shah to felicitate Mr. Shobhik Banerjee, representing Saburi Plywood. Mr. Bhaskar, I think, has been mistakenly given the Saburi Plywood memento. We'll just exchange it. And Nikhil Shah has presented the memento to Shobhik, representing Saburi Plywood. So all you have to do is exchange the mementos. Thank you so much. And now, of course, comes a very, very big announcement for a very coveted session which follows, but I'm not going to do it. May I request Rachit to do the honors?
Hello.
During my session, I will be delving into a topic that is highly relevant: the role of leadership in promoting resilience.
Okay, I think the AV has explained it all. I won't waste too much of time towards the end of the evening. So this session will highlight the importance of leadership in challenging and uncertain times. Today we will learn what resilience truly means. He will also share some personal anecdotes and stories that has inspired the whole nation. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an absolute honor to welcome the man behind the Uri surgical strike, Lieutenant General Dipendra Singh Hooda. He has won several medals, including the Param Vishisht Seva Medal, Uttam Yudh Seva Medal, Ati Vishisht Seva Medal as well. A highly decorated and reputed veteran of the Indian Army, Lieutenant General Hooda, career spans over 40 years, serving both the northern and eastern borders of India. He is an alumnus of the National Defence Academy, Pune, and was commissioned into the Indian Army in 1976 as a part of the 4th Battalion of the 4th Gorkha Regiment, which he later commanded.
रचित भाई, इतना जोश वाले बंदे को बुला रहे हो और सब ठंडे बैठे हैं, थोड़ा जोश तो दिलवाओ.
Okay, guys, how's the Josh?
How's the Josh?
Hi.
How's the Josh? How's the Josh?
So
All yours, Hooda sahab.
Thank you very much. Can we have the first slide, please? Right, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure to be here amongst you all today. The COVID years, that have gone by were perhaps the most challenging times in recent history for everybody, personally, industry-wise. And that actually is now behind us. India has bounced back pretty well. And the real estate industry is doing particularly well in the last year and a half. And, prospects for the future are good. But I think if anything, the COVID years taught us was the need for resilience, the need for having an ability to handle unexpected challenges. And that comes about if organizations themselves are resilient. If you look at the title of my topic, I'm saying, from trenches to the summit. And why I'm saying this is because it's not enough for us to say, look, we have strong leadership, we have resilient leadership, and that by itself is sort of sufficient to get us through challenging times. Resilience starts from the man in the trench, from the people that you have in your team, how you build teams, how you create cultures within organizations that help you build resilience. So that's what I'm going to talk about. I put on my uniform when I was 16 years old, when I joined the National Defense Academy. And I removed my uniform when I was 60 years old. So frankly, military life is all that I know. And so when I talk to you today about resilience, I'll give you some examples from military life. Now, some of you might find, these are very sort of extreme examples. But military life is a little extreme. But let me also tell you, look at the fundamentals behind what I am saying. Because the principles of leadership, irrespective of which profession you are in, irrespective of what kind of job you have, I think some principles, fundamentals are the same. So broadly, I'm going to talk to you about three things. The first is, I'll talk to you about individual resilience and team building. As I said, I think resilience starts, from the bottom. So how is it that individual resilience is to be built up? And let me try and put this in perspective for you. So these are some photographs of army posts that are there on the line of control. These are posts in Kargil. These are small 10-man, 15-man, 20-man posts where people stay. And tenures here typically are 2 years. So people will spend 2 years in posts like these. Most of these are obviously connected only by a foot track. There are no vehicles which go up into these areas. Sometimes even foot tracks are a rarity, So this is how you actually have to climb to get to your posts. And these are very, very sort of basic infrastructure, let me say. There's no great real estate here. So very, very fundamental kind of shelters here. And as I said, come winters, you're cut off for at least 6 months in a year from everywhere. As you go further north from Kargil, you come to what is the Siachen. This is the photograph of the Siachen Glacier. This area is, you look at it and say, wow, so beautiful. But it's absolutely, absolutely deadly because temperatures in winters go down to -60. You get snow, about 60 feet of snow every year. The oxygen that you breathe is about half of what you're breathing here. And this is the highest military deployment in the world. The post called Bana Post is more than 21,000 feet. And obviously at these heights, you can't construct anything in these conditions. So again, most people live in tents, even at these temperatures. And sometimes even tents become a luxury. So you actually digging into the snow and creating accommodation like this. And and people are staying here, as I said, for 10 years, waiting from 1 to 2 years. And it's not as if you go there and just tuck yourself in and everything is fine. So you have to continuously also carry out your patrolling, irrespective of what the sort of conditions are. And I think the question that I'm often asked is, how is it that people work under such challenging conditions? How is it that they remain motivated? How is it that they are so resilient? So how is it that this individual sort of resilience gets built into people? And the first thing is a sense of purpose among the individuals. That what I am doing is a little larger than myself. What I'm doing, I'm doing from a national perspective. I'm doing a very honorable kind of role. I'm safeguarding the borders of my country. I'm defending my territory. I'm working for the reputation of my organization. These are the kind of sort of motivational sort of thoughts that go into a person's mind. I am contributing towards something larger than myself. And I think if that kind of feeling somehow can be brought in amongst individuals in your own organization, because at the end of the day, the best motivation obviously is self-motivation. If an individual internally from within himself feels, look, what I'm doing is really, really good. The work I'm doing is actually contributing so much to the GDP of the country, betterment of the... That's the kind of feeling that needs to be inculcated among individuals. And if that feeling is there, then you will find that they'll actually give off better than what you expect them to do. The second point I want to make is, look, winning or losing is in the mind. If you think you've lost, then you've lost. If you think, no, I cannot lose, I'm going to win irrespective of what happens, that itself builds in so much resilience in you. So Little Hart was a very famous military historian, and he wrote this. He said the profoundest truth of war is that the issue of battle is usually decided in the minds of opposing commanders, not in the bodies of their men. So please remember, there are going to be troubles. There are going to be doubts in your mind. But I think if you suppress those doubts and say, look, I think I'm going to win, then you are going to win. So that mental strength is something that needs to get built up. And finally, dealing with setbacks. Look, everything is not going to be sort of honey and sugar. You're going to have setbacks. How you deal with those setbacks, I think, shapes you as an individual. It shapes your character. It actually gives you great strength. And I want to give you a story here. यार ये इस पे आ जाएगा क्या मॉनिटर प्रेजेंटेशन मॉनिटर पे आ जाएगी नहीं आ रही इस पे नहीं है Oh, it's okay. No. I'm just telling you, just please sit. बैठ जाओ बस. It's not an issue. Not an issue. So here I want to tell you a small story. So this is a story of, this happened in 2015. We had a commanding officer by the name of Colonel Santosh Mahadik. A commanding officer is a fairly senior officer. He's got about 20 years of service. And he was leading a counter-terrorist operation in Jammu and Kashmir. And unfortunately, in that operation, he got shot and he got killed in that operation. And on the right is, we paying homage to Colonel Mahadik, and on the left is his wife. His wife's name is Swati Mahadik. when Santosh was killed in the operation, Swati was 35 years old, and she had two children. One was aged 10 and one was aged 5. So when we went to meet her, she was also there in Udhampur and where my headquarters was, and we went to meet her and sort of pay our condolences. The first thing Swati said is, look, I know my husband has passed away, but now I want to join the army. And we said, look, it's almost impossible. The maximum age for entry into the Officers Training Academy is 25 years old. So she was already 10 years over that age. Plus, we said, look, you have two children and need to sort of maybe look after them, etc. But Swati was completely determined. She said, you do whatever you have to do. I want to join the army. And so we took up a case and went through all kinds of difficulties. But finally, the Defense Minister, Raksha Mantri, said, okay, I'll give her a dispensation for age. But obviously, she has to, get through all her tests, etc. on her own. I'm not giving any dispensation for that. So Swati prepared, and 3 years later, this is the photograph of Swati. At the age of 38, she graduated from the Officers Training Academy, and by far, she was the oldest person ever to have graduated. Somebody 15 minutes back was asking me, what about women in the army, and are we getting more women? I suggest, this is the example that you have of Swati. Outstanding. She faced an adversity, but she didn't let it put her down. She found a new direction, she found new purpose. And I think that's how I always give this example, that when you're facing adversity, yes, there are problems, but there are ways to sort of overcome it. And if you can find new purpose, new direction, it's something that will really strengthen your own individual strength and resilience. Let me now talk about team building and how to build strong teams. And the first thing, of course, is everyone talks about this, that, we need to create a sort of collaborative culture. I'm not saying competition is not important. Competition is important. But then the competition should be with your competitor. And the competition should not be within your own teams and within your own organization. We always say in the army that, look, there are no runners-up in war. Either you will all win together or you will all lose together. And therefore, there is a need to collaborate. And just to reinforce this point, when we were planning the surgical strikes and we were selecting team members, so we had about 5 groups that went across the line of control, went across the border to carry out strikes into terrorist camps. And broadly, each of these teams, so this is what we call the assault group, right? So these are people who go very close to the, where the terrorists are sheltered, get close to their house, get close to their barracks, and they will go inside and they will do, the physical sort of attacks on the terrorists. So these are I call them the Vicky Kaushals, right? The front-end hero types, who are there. Then there's another group, which is the heavy weapons group. So we'll sit there, try and destroy the target before the people actually go inside. Then you have snipers. Because when you get very close to a building or get inside it, you don't know what is happening outside. So these are snipers who stay around the whole target area. And they're expert marksmen. So at night, from 1 kilometer away, they can take down a person. So they keep an overwatch over the whole area and see if there are any sort of threats emerging. And then we had the 4th group. So these guys are called the surveillance parties. So these are small 2-man, 3-man teams, experts at hiding in sort of plain sight, let me put it this way. And these are people whom we sent across before the operation went in, these surveillance teams had gone across the border to give us detailed information about the targets. So we sent them even before the raids went in. And they brought